Hey there, and we're back. My name is Seth Juarez. We're here at Build 2016 in the sunny, beautiful San Francisco, California. I'm here with some wonderful people. Why don't you introduce yourselves? Not that you need introductions.
I'm Guggs, or Steve Guggenheimer.
Fantastic.
And, this is my partner in crime.
John Shewchuck. Shew.
Yeah, I thought we would have you up here since you're like the main evangelist. Like every year we have this conference where there's tons of stuff come out and we just get excited as evangelists. What are the things that were most exciting to you guys that you saw this year at Build?
There's so many pieces. I think, from our section, just some of the partner pieces we got to do, the Euphoria stuff that's coming along for artificial AR and VR. That one's great. The Xamarin stuff is just a complete home run.
Yeah.
Hanselman, is always a plus and stuff. The service fabric work he was showing. Yesterday, I think the whole scenario around bots and the way we're taking that forward. Satya taking a forward-looking view around where the platform world is going in the next generation platform. To me, that's probably the most exciting part of anything we did.
From the technology perspective, what were some things that sort of impressed you?
Well, we get to work with all of these technologies kind of ahead of time, which is very fun. We're working with top, interesting companies solving really hard problems. So just kind of stepping back, some of the things that we had a great time with, the conversation platform and these new cognitive APIs. You saw the crazy what if bot that we put together.
ProjectMurphy.net.
Nice.
Yeah.
That one's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're doing crazy stuff like the headphones and the Bluetooth. We love the work that was done around making Bash and Linux work on top of Windows. The work that we talked about with the service fabric and so on.
Can I tell you something? The pre-record we did for the Bash on Windows already has 200,000 views.
Yeah.
And we put it out yesterday. I mean, there's some serious excitement over this stuff.
Well, it's been interesting to talk to developers, and like one of the things that people just find almost kind of mind-boggling is that Windows is going to be maybe arguably the best place to go run some of these Linux binaries.
I think you take that and then you take the Xamarin piece. Windows becomes the best platform for developing for all platforms.
Yeah.
Which is just, I don't think anybody would have thought that if you went back a year or 2 years ago.
I mean, we've literally opened the doors and said you can run anything. I had Amanda Silver on yesterday. It's like, we install now the bare bones Visual Studio in the next version. And you want to be a Python dev? Put that on. If you want to be this kind of dev, do this. You want to run something on Linux? We will run into a Linux VM and debug it at the same time. It's pretty cool how that's sort of working. It's pretty amazing how open we are as a public. So now I need to ask you this. I saw you had a special guest on a video making some apps.
Yeah.
How did that all go down, man?
The guys at Music have been great partners for us. We worked with them last year on the drumsticks, and their headphones are getting ready to come out. They're going to come out this spring, and they can program them, but they wanted to make them programmable for anybody, so any developer could write to them. So we've been helping them, and so in turn, they were kind enough to get Kevin Hart, who works with them as well, to help us out with the video. And the truth is, look, everybody wants to be a developer, and I think that video sort of demonstrates where it's going.
And so it's just a button that you can do anything you want.
And motions.
Yeah.
So swipes, and we put that into this SDK that makes it very easy for any developer on any platform to start taking advantage of the touches and the swipes and so on.
It's 4 buttons. It's really interesting, though, because you think about it, the notion of this is really a hardware music company that wants to also be a software platform company. So our ability to help them create the software platform that other developers could use, mixed with their creativity in the hardware, it really does sort of point to where the future's going. And I think incredibly innovative team. Jason Hardy runs that place. They're just doing great work.
That's really interesting that now hardware companies can become sort of software companies and let it out and say, you do whatever.
Yes.
That's right. Even Kevin Hart can write for it.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I liked also is my background is in machine learning, artificial intelligence. I love the stand that Satya put out because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, they're going to kill it. No, I think now we need to move into the intelligence from computers are here to make humanity better.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what did you think about that?
Well, I think as people are starting to understand these technologies, I mean, we're in the infancy of using some of these advanced deep learning techniques. We're going to just see more and more opportunity to take those technologies, bring them to help people solve all kinds of interesting problems. but it's early.
Yeah.
That's right. I think he used the analogy yesterday. We're sort of in the CompuServe AOL days
Yes.
From the website.
We're not going to be getting CDs with bots, are we? This is
No,
gonna
no.
be
But I think the nice thing that people saw is there's a bunch of pieces coming together. You have the intelligence as one piece, so all the machine learning technologies. But then you have Skype as a platform and Outlook as a platform. You have all the new services and the microservices on the Azure side. So you have a bunch of different pieces. When you bring them together, between Cortana, between bots, between Skype, it's amazing what you can already do. And the Project Murphy bot that we released here is a good example of taking all the pieces and just having some fun.
Yeah, from my perspective, the thing that shined a great light on this was the last demo that Satya did, talking about this Microsoft engineer who's using all of this technology, the cognitive services to do image recognition. I mean, that's changing people's lives.
And I mean, if you see Satya, he puts it on our badges, right?
Yeah.
Empowering every person and organization on the planet to achieve more. Literally, these services and the software putting out is really aiming at that goal.
And I love that we were able to connect today because there's the Imagine Cup going on, and one of the teams from MIT is actually building a device that you can scan text and it'll translate it to Braille on the fly.
In real time.
Yeah, so you have a text
like
to
you
Braille,
will feel it.
Braille translator, so you can read directly off of a book or some other other thing you're reading. So it really connected into what Satya showed yesterday. And again, it's that power of software to sort of enable people to do amazing things, and developers being the leading edge of that.
Awesome. So let's move over to sort of the device stuff that we saw yesterday. That ink stuff was amazing. What did you guys think of that?
Well, we demonstrated a little bit of the inking, but in three-dimensional space with the Vuforia work. I think the thing that Kevin did a great job of demonstrating is just how easy we've made this for developers. You pop that ink canvas down, you put the ink control, and suddenly you've got rulers and
you've got magic.
That
magic.
Ruler was cool. And then if you look at like StaffPad, something that nobody else thought was possible before, that's the one where you can write music on the fly. They love the inking that comes out of that. We talk with the Adobe folks, people who do artistry. I've actually seen some early work on the ability to do 3D sketching. So people, as they start to see what's possible, we're seeing some amazing applications come along. And for those of you online who haven't seen StaffPad, go look at StaffPad. That's probably one of the coolest pieces of sort of inking technology brought to the device that really highlights what you can do.
Yeah, the other part about that whole dynamic is the ability to take the hardware and get the low latency and the touch and really have the software be able to handle that at high rates of speed with very low latency. It gives you a real experience. And I don't think people are used to how great the experience can be yet.
Usually we feel like we're sort of adapting to the machine as humans, but now it feels like the computers are adapting to us. And I had Kevin Gallo on yesterday. Literally, you slap the thing on, you get events of when you put your pen down, when you take your pen up, and it's literally giving you, here's all the lines, what do you want to do with them?
Yep.
And so you can be pretty imaginative.
Well, and they're making that available too, so developers from any application can take advantage of it. That's, I think, the home run.
All right, to finish up, moving forward as evangelists, what are some of the things that you're just we're gonna hit this year?
I think for us, it's how do we show up in more places? It's that balance between, working with the people we've worked with for a long time and then showing up in communities and places that we really haven't been involved with before, whether it's on the open source side, whether it's an iOS meetup, an Android meetup, whether it's, universities we haven't shown up in. So having more and more people on our team that can code and show up and sit down and code with people, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, like one of the things we're doing here at Build is I've got a whole bunch of developers from my team that are just available for people to help them with whatever they're doing in their applications. And people are loving the fact that we're there to help, that we'll sit down, we'll write code with them.
That's awesome. And it feels like we're reaching out not just to the devs that have been around for a long time, that maybe traditionally haven't used anything Microsoft, but we're also reaching out to those that are new developers as well. We have a large swath of services and tools.
Yeah, and I think one of the important things that John and I have been doing is making sure as we recruit people, we have people coming to the team who know not just Microsoft technologies, but a whole plethora of non-Microsoft technologies. Because it's one thing to show up and only know the stuff we have, but what you can actually show up and help people bridge or connect between things that they're using and things that we have that can add value, and not everything, but the right things, that's the home run, and I think that's where we spend a lot of energy.
Yeah. Well, you saw what Rita did today. Rita, this fantastic open source developer, working on the Linux platform, using Spring to go put that stuff together, and she's got that code sitting up in GitHub.
That's awesome.
It's a great example of having strong developers being able to change what people are able to do.
Well, I love it. It's an exciting time to be a developer. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. Again, we're here at Build 2016. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.